So you all may be wondering, what is this? This is a podcast thing. You can tell I have my amazing picture right here. But for those of you who do not see it and are just listening to this, thank you for listening. This is some random podcast that you really shouldn't be watching, to be honest. But you know what? It's a sad day for you, I guess. So yeah, basically, I used to play this one game a lot. I did podcasts in it. I was like, you know what? Nah, man. No more of this game because of things. And now I have this thing, so I'm starting this thing. It's called Rocketmen Podcast. Welcome to the Rocketmen Podcast, the first one. This is where everyone goes to die and regret their life decisions. If you're here, you really should fix things. You should fix everything up right now. It'd be pretty smart, gotta say. So yeah. Anyway, for those of you who are watching this, you probably can't see the chat very well. Let me see if I can quickly fix that. As a matter of fact, let me just censor this right here, there, and then move this up here. There you go, everyone. Hello. There you go. There is not really any set topic, it's just whatever happens, man. It's whatever goes. What happens here stays here, man. So, one movie I wanted to talk about. Okay, so how many of you know the movie Airplane? Exclamation point. That's not a thing anymore, Hayden. You guys know that movie? Because that is like the movie I just rewatched after not seeing it for like 3 years or something like that. It's been a long time. It's hilarious. It's downright hilarious, man. You don't know the movie? Come on. Come on, man. It's such a good movie. I've heard of it, yeah. It's like Airplane is easily one of the best comedy movies out there. Because like, if you haven't seen it, you'll probably not understand what I'm saying, but I'll kind of explain the gist of it. I'm trying to talk about a comedy movie, not about Boston Massacre. Anyway, so going on to what I was gonna say, Airplane is a comedy movie that came out in the 80s. I don't remember the exact date, and it's so hard to explain. It's kind of like the jokes are randomness, really. And usually comedy movies are all about comedy movies that are usually all about randomness usually are just random stupid crap that are cheesy and just unfunny, and at most you just get a chuckle. But this movie does randomness in a really good way that I really enjoy, because like the way I describe it is, it makes the jokes, like the randomness, very passive in a sense, to where it makes it look like it's not out of place, but yet it's so out there and over the top. It's hilarious. And like, if you haven't seen this movie, it would, if you have seen this movie, it would really help out. But let me just, for those of you who haven't seen it, let me just try my best to kind of explain it. Like maybe explain a couple moments here. It's so weird about this movie, because this movie you have to watch it to be able to understand it. It's one of those really random movies out there. It's really random, but it's hilarious. Just remember watching it. It's hilarious. Click comedy, yeah. Monthly Python film? I've never watched that thing. The best play movie, in my opinion, is 9/11. That's great. Anyway, so yeah, I just wanted to talk about Airplane. If you've watched Airplane, you know what I'm talking about. You better be watching Airplane. If you haven't watched Airplane, you failed me. Please, go watch it. Just go watch it now, please. Thank you. There's also there's also Naked Gun, who was played by the same actor. You have seen it? Yeah. In that case, yeah, that movie's hilarious, right? Better be. I'm gonna turn down the audio. Yeah, I haven't seen it in ages either, until like a couple of nights ago. I watched it and I was like, holy crap, it's hilarious, man. A lot of jokes I didn't remember because I haven't seen it in quite a while. And when I watched it, it was like, oh man, I forgot what it's about. It's about chaos. It's about them trying to land somewhere, but things go wrong. and it's just everything. Like, let me just give you kind of the premise of it. Basically, everyone gets extremely okay, everyone's on an airplane, obviously, and they're trying to fly to a destination. But because of the airplane's fish, a bunch of people start getting sick, including the airplane pilot, who gets incredibly ill, and some random guy who was apparently had war experience has to land it. It's amazing. It's just amazing. It's just beautiful. Send help, please. Thank you. That if you think that's crazy, just watch the movie, man. Honestly, it's well worth watching it. It's a classic. It truly is a classic. So one game I do play a lot, which you kind of see the picture of this, is Team Fortress 2. I do play that game a lot. That is my most played game of all time, with I think I have 2,100 hours on it, and I am a scout main. And yeah, I played him because like today I just reached 666 hours on Scout. 666, please help. And it's like I've been playing it for a while because I've mained Scout for like 3 years. Because I started playing Team Fortress 2 August of 2014, and yeah, August 2014. And I started main Scout come December or January 2015. Yes, I have no life, but I've been maining him ever since, so pretty much 3 years. Hell, that means I'm nearing 4 years maining Scout. Good God. Dear Lord. Can't believe I've been playing for so long, but yeah, I've been playing for a while. And pretty soon, a friend of mine is going to be getting me a festive professional killstreak scatter gun. I used to have an Australian scatter gun, strange specialized Australian, but a bunch of things happened. And yeah, so I'm probably gonna bring up Team Fortress 2 a lot in this, maybe, I don't know, depends on what's going on. So yeah. So now we're looking at the chat. Any topics you all can think of? Okay, Crusoe apparently says BRB. Apparently he needs to go. Get out of here. You found TF2 boring. Excuse me, sir. Get out of here. You're banned. Why did I make you moderator? I have no idea what I did wrong there. Discovery on water on Mars. Water on Mars. Niggas making a hydrogen bomb and testing in 1953. Okay. Okay, so the water on Mars. Well, I mean, it's water on Mars. Water on Mars, it basically says that at one point Mars could have been habitable by some form of life, but something went wrong. Because if it was too cold, it would be an ice planet if there was a bunch of water. But the problem is that it's not an ice planet. It's a red planet that happens to have water. So it's like, it's kind of, that's my parents laughing at something, I don't know, send out. Anyways, okay, I'm just gonna quickly. Wait, anyways, now that I'm back. Okay, well, my mom's probably be laughing like crazy, I don't know. Anyway, it's kind of like they're living on the ground. No, there's no ancient aliens under the ground in Mars, that's for sure. Other things I could talk about, because one thing I haven't really researched Mars is water thing. I can kind of guess what's about it, because I kind of understand that if there's been water, there's something. Maybe there was some asteroids that had water in it that crashed into Mars and it just had a little bit left over. I don't know. But all I do know is apparently there's water on Mars. It was discovered. Cool. Great. My mom is still laughing. Send out. Good God. It was an ocean. Underground. Again, I haven't researched into this. If it was an ocean on the ground, that means it's closer to the core, right? That might be why it sustained itself. Because if it was closer to the core, it would be warm enough to keep the water from freezing. How deep down was the water? if it was on the ground, because it would need to be close enough to the core to be able to heat it up. I don't even know who William Jones is. Waffles, stop asking these extremely specific questions. Ask astronomy questions. That's the only crap I really know about. Astronomy is the stuff I know about, the stuff I research a lot about. I don't really research too much about war or whatever that is. Like, seriously. Like, ask actual questions that I can answer. Like, if you're gonna ask about social studies, maybe ask about the Great Deal or some crap. Or the New Deal and the Great Society. It'd be a pain. That's the main question that not many people have answers to. But, so, random astronomy fact, I guess. Let me talk about black holes. First of all, a lot of people don't realize this, that, because people think that black holes, like, when they look at the black hole, it's black, right? People think that the black space right there is the black hole, but no, the blackness that surrounds the black hole is actually the event horizon. Like, when you're looking at a black hole and you just see darkness, that is actually the event horizon. You cannot see through the event horizon. The problem is that we do not know what's behind the event horizon, and we will never know, because as soon as someone enters the event horizon, there is no way that we will ever be able to hear from them, because the only way to escape a black hole is to go faster than the speed of light, which based off Einstein is impossible. So we'll never know about black holes. If Einstein's correct, we will never know about black holes, except that they do exist. And even then, the existence of them is still kind of speculation, but it's speculation that has a lot of a lot of stuff that is believable. I do believe in black holes, that's for damn sure. Let's come. Oh yeah, how big the universe is? Yeah, the universe is huge. Because if you believe it does have a limit, and it's if you believe it's about probably 93 billion light years, if you believe that, well, it's kind of hard to put that in perspective, right? Because our planet is only, how big is it? That's one thing I don't really look into much. Is it like, how big is it in diameter, Earth? It's big, but I know, like, imagine you, like, you're 10 meters tall or some crap, I don't know. Just, it's a lot to explain. Like, for instance, let me talk about a star here, the UY Scotti, which is kind of spelled weird, but I say Scotty. The UY Scotti is the biggest star we have yet to discover, which the second biggest being the VY Canis Majoris, I think it is. And this star, UY Scotti, if it were to be placed in the very center of our solar system, it would be big enough to engulf Jupiter and almost reach Saturn's orbit. To kind of visualize that, you see the sun in the daylight sky on Earth, right? You can see it. It looks pretty big in our sky, but in our reality, the sun is actually in the very center of the solar system, and it's actually pretty small compared to everything else. But you see that in our night sky, right? Or in day sky, right? It's big, right? You can see it. Now imagine replacing the sun, which is so far away from us, it's amazing. Imagine replacing the sun with UY Scotti, and then you being dead. That's all you gotta imagine. It's just, you're dead. You're dead. It engulfs the Earth. It literally reaches out to it almost reaches the orbit of Saturn. Waffles, can you please stop asking those weird questions? It's distracting. I'm trying to read all the comments, and that's just distracting. Anyways, yeah, it's so big. Now, imagine the UY Scotti, and make it about, I don't know, 10 to 20 times bigger than it already is. And that's probably kind of a general idea of how far the solar system can reach. That's pretty big, right? Now imagine the biggest black hole, because the biggest black hole there is. I don't remember the exact name because there's a bunch of characters, but the biggest black hole is a black hole that's in the center of a supercluster, I think it is, and it's about, oh, how big was it? It was much, much, much bigger than the rings. I mean, the orbit of Neptune. And then increase that by a huge amount. It's hard to explain. I would have to give you it visually, because you can't wrap your head around how big the universe is, because we can't really imagine it. It's an unimaginable space. It's unimaginable. It really is. It's huge. It's just, man, no. Now, some people may not know what the local group is, because it's a cluster of galaxies. I don't know how big 1018s, 618 is compared to the local group. But the local group, for those of you who don't know, is, because like I said, based off Einstein and what he said, it's impossible to go faster than the speed of light. With that being said, you refunded the Universe Sandbox too? What did you do, man? That's messed up. Anyway, but yeah, the local group is a group of galaxies that, if we were to find the ship, if we were to get a ship that was fast enough to get almost to the speed of light, reach extremely close to the speed of light, it would never get past that local group. Because the universe is expanding, right? If we were traveling at the speed of light, we would never, well, not speed of light, just under the speed of light, we would never be able to get past the local group, because the universe is expanding. So the point is, every single thing inside the local group is all we could ever be able to explore in the rest of the universe. Which the local group includes the Milky Way, Andromeda, a few like small clusters of galaxies. I mean, clusters of stars, and all that. Yeah. So there's been along the borders. Yeah, pretty much. Dark matter is another interesting topic to talk about, because, well, like, what is dark matter? We don't know. Based off our understanding, we do have dark matter, but we can't really explain it. We can't really explain dark matter, but what we do know is that it is very likely the reason why our universe expands. But the problem is that, with that being said, dark energy, not dark matter. Let's screw all that. Dark energy is the reason why our universe is expanding. Dark matter. What is dark matter? I actually haven't researched into that. I know dark matter exists and it's all around us, right? But I can't explain it. I don't even think anyone can. Dark matter is a very interesting subject. Waffles, I'm serious. Can you stop asking these weird questions and ask me an actual question I can answer? Curious, okay? There's no pattern. All pi is the constant, it's like a string of numbers to try and get a circumference. A circumference never has a corner. It's a circle. Literally, circle doesn't have an edge, meaning if you were to try and figure out its exact, like, area, I think it is, like, what is it you're solving with pi? I don't exactly remember. It is a circumference. The problem is that it's a circle. You can't possibly get a definitive point because it never ends. It has no strict pattern because you're basically just doing division over and over and over and over and over and over again. Also, yeah, the furthest pod has gone to in our universe. I don't remember what pod it was, but I think it's gotten past the Kuiper Belt, aka it's gonna be reaching places like planets like Sedna and such. I think it's actually past. I forgot what the exact calls, but like Sedna, Voyager 2, yeah. And that pod might actually be, Voyager 2 might actually be the reason why we could discover Planet 9. For those of you who don't know what Planet 9 is, it is a theoretical 9th planet that is on the very outer reaches of our solar system that is literally like just miles upon miles away from even the furthest reaching planet that we know of right now. And the reason why it was theorized is because a bunch of students in like Harvard or something made some math equations and came up with some very convincing evidence of a 9th planet influencing the orbits of our planets in our solar system. And it's something that's going to be in the very outer reaches of our solar system. So, with that being said, does Planet 9 exist? We don't know. Voyager 2 is basically going to be the reason why we may figure out. If we're lucky enough to catch Voyager 2 with Planet 9. If Voyager 2 were to get close to Planet 9, we could take pictures, which would be really cool. But we don't know if we're going to be that lucky. We may just miss it or something like that. Not talking much on okay. But okay, Waffles, I'm serious. Can you stop? If you're asking about diamond, if there was a bunch of diamonds just brought to our planet, I mean, what kind of question is that? We mine for diamonds. Yeah, okay, but we mine for diamonds, man. Diamonds are kinda rare. They're kinda rare. And the rarest cuts are diamonds that are not clouded and are very good cuts of diamond. And they're rare, yeah. But the problem is that though they're rare, if we find a bunch of diamonds, well, their rarity is lowered because of supply and demand. Supply and demand is basically the supply of an object and the demand it has. A demand of an object is basically how many people want it. In this case, diamonds demand is rather high. A lot of people desire diamonds. But the supply of diamonds is kind of low. So a rare supply of diamonds and a high demand makes prices skyrocket. If there is an extremely high supply of diamonds and extremely high demand, the price would be kind of moderate. If there was a high supply and low demand, then it would be extremely cheap. And that's how it works. The rarity of diamonds is pretty decent right now, and there's a really high demand for diamonds, right? That's why it's so expensive, because non-clouded good cuts of diamond is rare. It's low supply. And a lot of people desire non-clouded, well-cut diamonds. So the demand is high, making the price become what it is, being a diamond ring costing thousands of dollars. So the point is that if there was a bunch of diamonds at one time just to show up, that supply would basically meet the demand, so the price of diamonds would fall, and chances are the demand, the demand would probably lower because it gets less rare. A lot of people desire diamonds because they're so expensive and so rare. If they were to just all of a sudden become extremely abundant, the supply raises, the demand lowers, meaning they become cheap as hell. Like they become useless, basically. So yeah, that kind of answers your question. So next question. Any questions to talk about here? Alright. Anyway, okay. Okay, I guess we talk about the... Yeah. With Cloud Cities. Trying to inhabit Venus with Cloud Cities. Inhabit Venus? Are you insane? Cloud Cities. You guys realize the clouds themselves are enough to kill someone. And Russia problems. I'd rather not talk about politics. Okay, with Cloud Cities. Step 1. Do not inhabit Venus with Cloud Cities. Just don't. You realize how insane that would be. Like, Venus is an extreme planet. The long and short of it. It's not as extreme as Neptune or Jupiter, but even being on this, like, the clouds of Venus, yeah, they're extremely thick. But first of all, that wouldn't be a very good atmosphere. Second of all, I'm pretty sure it's still pretty hot, judging how you're really close to the sun. Not to mention at nighttime it'd be extremely cold. Overall, it's like, of course it's not the absolute hell of being on the surface of Venus, but Cloud Cities on Venus, no. It's not smart. It really isn't. You don't want that. You really wouldn't. Then again, we don't really know how... Okay, we might know. I don't know if you can walk on the clouds of Venus. You might. You might not. But if you could, I wouldn't think... First of all, if you were to build cloud cities on Venus, it would require you to support all the materials needed, to transport all the materials needed, which all those materials, transporting them, would probably be pretty damn expensive, not to mention the labor. Just know. How interesting do you find Betelgeuse and Antares? Antares I don't research about, but Betelgeuse is interesting. Because people don't realize how old Betelgeuse actually is. Based off research, it's actually kind of young. Like, Waffles, I'll answer that in a quiz. Okay, so I have, I just completely, okay, 1 second. Anyway, find a Betelgeuse. But Betelgeuse is actually interesting because it became a luminous supergiant. Because Betelgeuse is a, no, it's actually, I think it's an intermediate supergiant. A luminous intermediate supergiant. And it's actually really young to be that. Like, it's kind of like comparing it to a kid who got puberty when they were 9 or something. Yeah, and that's the very interesting thing about it, is that because it is so young and yet is still so huge, and it being luminous, it's likely to blow up a lot quicker than some other supergiant stars. And with that being said, once it novas, well, there you go. But that's what I find interesting about Betelgeuse, is that it's actually really young to be a supergiant, let alone a luminous one. And that's one reason why it will die quicker than some other supergiants, which can last for a little while before they finally explode. But it's interesting. Anyway, so you asked about what would happen if the sun were to be split in half and the first half just disappeared. First of all, that is physically impossible. No, I mean, not physically, that is literally, based off the laws of physics, impossible. The only possibility of that working is if our sun were to just quantum tunnel, which would require the entire object to quantum tunnel, which is extremely unlikely. But if that were to just happen, well, chances are it would just nova. Because technically its core was just cut in half. That's gonna cause the star to just become extremely unstable to the point where it just straight up just novas. Because the gravity would literally just mess it up completely. And it would just be messed up. It would be bad. Not to mention our solar system would be screwed. Because not only is our sun now half its size, meaning Earth is gonna die from cold, it's also probably gonna have a big problem with maybe Mercury just crashing straight into the sun, or maybe just being sent off into space, something like that. The effects would be terrible. The effects would be extremely disastrous, just to say the least. So yeah, let's not get into that. That wouldn't be good. That would not be good at all. No, maybe just kind of contact our solar system. The nova contact our solar system? No, it won't. But we, in the far future, like in like 2 billion years. Well, the problem is that once Betelgeuse explodes, we won't see the nova until like later on, because again, the speed of light is the limit. That nova light has to reach us. So by the time we start seeing the nova clearly, it would already have been faded away. But we will, in the far future, people would actually be able to look up in the night sky and see the nova, and it's really interesting. But the question of, will Betelgeuse's supernova affect our solar system? That question is a very interesting question, because there's one problem. Because some stars that supernova can give off gamma ray bursts, and these gamma ray bursts pretty much never fade away, if I understand correctly. They just keep going forever. The problem is that, with that being said, gamma ray bursts is extremely destructive because they're extremely powerful. If the gamma ray burst were to be aimed directly towards our planet, literally just right there, directly towards us, with extreme luck, we'd be dead, because the supernova's gamma rays would be so intense it would destroy part of our not only would it roast half of our planet, it would also destroy our ozone layer, meaning that we're exposed to sun's deadly rays, meaning we would die pretty quickly. Yeah, it wouldn't be bad. It wouldn't be good. I mean, it would be bad and it wouldn't be good. But outside that, yeah, it's kind of bad. But the chances of the gamma ray reaching us is pretty much impossible. It's 0.0 followed by trillions upon quadrillions of zeros. 01. We would have to be unbelievably unlucky for it to happen. The problem is, though, is that if there were to be a gamma ray burst, and if it were to actually hit our planet, we would be dead. We would be dead before we knew it. Why? Because gamma ray bursts travel at the speed of light. Why is that bad for us? Because it's traveling at the speed of light, we wouldn't know that it's coming for us until it hits us and we're dead. So that's a thing to make you feel nice and comfortable at night. Not to mention, because the nova from Betelgeuse would have to travel the speed of light to reach us, we wouldn't know it novaed until we saw it. But once we saw it, it would have already novaed billions of years ago, or something like that. Let me quickly research that. How far is Betelgeuse? 642.53 light year. So Betelgeuse is 642 light years away from us. So meaning it would take us 643 years to see Betelgeuse nova, despite it novaing 600 years ago. It was just 600 years ago. So the point is that we would never know that the gamma ray burst was coming for us until we were dead. Something to really make you just feel nice and comfy when you're sleeping. To think, once Betelgeuse novas, we'll never know if we're gonna die until we die. Ball boy, no, it couldn't have blown up at all. Besides, by the time our sun novas, we would already be dead. because because our sun will eventually become an orange giant. Once it becomes an orange giant, we're dead. It wouldn't have to engulf Earth. We would just be too hot for life to sustain itself. But yeah. Hello, Zervia. We're talking about space. Borb is here, I know. Excuse me. I think the assumption was it would be 2 billion years from now. 2 to 4 billion years from now, our sun will nova. I know, it's an amazing background. Anyway, so yeah, 4. Okay. Anyway, what's next? Oh yeah, something that another person, so a lot of people may not know. So let me tell you something. Let me tell you a secret. I am actually a big anyway. So gravity, we all know gravity, right? It's a thing that holds us to planet. It's a thing that affects us in space, right? It's the reason why we're orbiting around a giant star that is currently orbiting around a giant hole in space that is currently orbiting around, I don't know, maybe a bigger giant hole in space or just flying away. I don't know. Does that help? But so a lot of people think that at one point gravity will fade away, right? At one point gravity will just fade away. Like, eventually the sun will not be able to affect anything. Everything will be done. Everything is just, the gravity's faded away, right? Let me just quickly ask everyone. Do you think gravity can fade away completely? 100% gone? Do you guys, how many of you think that? Let's just see what happens here. How many of you can think gravity would fade away? No, of course not. Okay, cool. So everyone says no. Well, you're correct, because gravity actually never does fade away. That's interesting. Because gravity, it never fades away. There's always some form of gravity going on around us, because even, say, a star that was just made 93 billion light years away from us, that star's gravity is affecting us right now in some way. It is extremely minuscule. Like, we will never experience it or even realize it's affecting us in trillions of years. Maybe never. But it is affecting us in some way. It's just so small, you might as well compare it to the Planck length. But gravity never fades away. It always has an effect on you. So, to put it in short, if you were to have a universe that's 1 million light years across, you were on one end of it, and there was a baseball on the other end, because believe it or not, baseballs have a form of gravity, all of us do. Wait about maybe 200 quadrillion years, eventually you would collide with each other. Eventually you would pull each other together. It's extremely weird to think about, but if you were to have a human on one end of a million-year-long space and have a baseball on the other end, eventually you would contact with each other. It would take unimaginably long, but it would happen. It's weird to think about it, but it's how it works. It's kind of like if you were to put two baseballs close to each other in space, if you put two baseballs close to each other, in a matter of a little while, eventually they would just combine with each other. They would eventually collide. Can we talk about banana bread? Banana bread's pretty cool. That's good. Banana bread is actually pretty nice. I like banana bread. How about monkey bread? It's also pretty nice. How about Apparently we've gone from talking about space and gravity to banana bread. That's cool. Mysteries, astronomy, and more. Heck yeah. And apparently an influx of FNAF. Yeah. Banana booze. No. You did? Oh man, 70-20 mode. No. I'm just the one not. Yeah, Kaz in your band. Get out of here. There was one person who apparently said that they were getting a boner while watching this. That was great. Good for them. If they're still here, hi. If they're not here, bye. Sad days, man. I would take that as another compliment to my voice, which I don't know why everyone likes my voice. I have no idea. Send out, please, thank you. Okay. So, Zerviet says Nightmare Music Man is so art dash. Okay. So what is a new topic to talk about that I can actually talk about? Please ban me, daddy. Oh boy, Kazan, get out of here, please. Thank you. Bye forever. You're banned now. Alright. Get out of here, gay boy. Nah. Okay, bye. Oh, that's a rip. Send help. Okay, let's bring up a conversation of some sort. Continue this cancer. Waffles is this? Well, we already know that. Okay, so maybe we should like get some random new guest in here, because that would probably be smart. Maybe every once in a while have a new guest come in the middle of the stream. So who should be the guest today? Okay. Pie cream flavor. It's cream. Oh no, Kazan, stop. That's not a good one. Alright. Discord server. Servered. Okay, but yeah, okay, so should anyone want to become a new guest? First of all, I would need your avatar. Okay, apparently Waffles wants to become the guest. Okay. I'm gonna need your avatar to send me an avatar on Discord so I can make it a picture and then add. Yeah, I already checked your DMs. Waffles was already did it. Too late, boys. Sorry. Maybe next time. Next time I'll add someone else. But yeah, for now it's Waffles, unfortunately. It's very unfortunate, but yeah, it's true. Okay, so image, yay. Everyone, welcome this stupid person named Waffle Boy. Yay, so we have a new guest named Waffles. Let's just hold on one second, I'm gonna quickly move this down. There you go. This is our new guest. Let's make it bigger. There you go. This is our guest right here. Alright. So yeah, okay. Alright. Alright then. Hold on. Okay. Alright, see you, Frosty. Alright. Yay, okay, bam.
Oh man.
Welcome to the thing. So we have a new special guest named Lord of Dem Waffles. I don't know what I'm doing here. Okay. So now we continue.
It's a game show.
Yes, welcome to the game show. So
Wheel of Fortune.
yeah, can you guys hear Waffles okay?
First thing I see is, oh, okay. Thank you, everyone. Oh. Thank you, everyone.
Man, welcome, warm welcome. Warm welcome, boys. Alright, so now we've gotten all of our hate out on Waffles. Voice too loud. It is too loud? Oh no.
What?
Okay. Apparently your voice
Oh,
is
no.
extremely loud. Okay, there you go. Now
No,
speak.
they're just saying they don't want to hear me.
Okay, there. Okay, is that good? It's now at 20 decibels.
I can't even hear you. Turn it down.
Just mute Waffles. Yeah, just mute the guest. Just mute the guest, everyone. Who needs him?
Yeah. Just,
No one needs guests.
like 5 decibels.
No, you're not laughing, liar. Still loud. I still is. No, we need a star here. The star needs to be the loudest. Screw Waffles.
Negative 100,000 decibels, and that's a bit too loud.
Okay, okay, 25, negative 25 decibels. Good God. Is Waffles that obnoxious? Good God.
Jeez. Okay. I'm very happy that everyone is focusing their attention towards me.
Yeah, it's your only form of attention. It's negative attention. Get out of here. Good.
Everyone cares about me because they care talking about me.
Okay, this is the quietest I'm gonna set it because I'm starting to get suspicious about you guys. You sure it's still too loud or is this just a joke? Okay, there we go. Okay, 30 decibels. Good God. Okay, there. Jeez. Okay, now that we're even and yeah, there. Alright. So,
Apparently, I'm a gay.
cool. Good for you. So anyway, let's talk about more things. Let's not talk about whatever crap you were bringing up originally.
Oh my god, I was just about to bring up the Boston Massacre.
Get out of here.
Anyway.
No. We don't need your Boston Massacre bullcrap.
That was one of the suggestions since the last podcast.
You've been suggesting it the entire time. Get out of here.
Oh, you never answered it.
I'm not answering that question ever. Just get a new one.
Well, then I'm not complimenting your voice ever.
Who cares? I don't even know how people like my voice. Like everyone likes it apparently, except for a couple. It's like if yeah, it's either they really love my voice or they really hate my voice. Send out. I don't like this, man. Let's talk about how Rocket decided to choose Waffles for a guest. I know it was my bad decision. I need to really rethink my life here. What's the strangest form of energy?
Not strangers.
Well, I mean, the strangest form of energy would be dark energy, wouldn't it? At least I would think so. It's a mysterious one. You could also say like the most strangest object is black holes. So yeah.
Strongest form.
Oh, strong. Oh, okay. Strongest. What's the strongest form of energy? Oh boy. Well, I mean, technically, I don't know if there really is a strongest form. It's kind of like.
Gamma ray bursts are considered.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Good grammar. Yeah. Well, technically, in that case, yeah, gamma ray bursts are the strongest form of energy, in that sense.
Oh, Madsen, that's
Kazan, you don't have to censor that word, sir.
No, he just say the F word, but censor the I and N in the ing part.
Oh, that's great.
He would do that.
Okay, yeah, with wings. Okay, I don't even know what's going on in the chat anymore, so no. Alright.
Okay, Katzen.
Alright, now Kazan has become someone who's apparently 12-year-old, now to an immature 12-year-old. Great. Congratulations, Kazan. You've gone from a 12-year-old who can't swear to one who is immature as hell. Congratulations. Deserve your demotion. Okay, well now that my chat's gone to crap, let's see what else we can talk about that's not being suggested in the chat room because this is stupid. Alright. So let's talk about waffles or pancakes.
Oh my god.
No, it's a serious question. Waffles or pancakes?
Okay, when you pour syrup on pancakes, the syrup just goes everywhere and just sinks in through the pancake. But on a waffle, there's like little spots where you could put syrup in, and it doesn't sink everywhere, and like it doesn't spill onto the plate.
I just like waffles because they're crunchier. It's just like more
You
just
can have soft pancakes or hard pancakes.
I don't want our pancakes.
I mean waffles. You can have soft pancakes. You can have soft waffles. You can have hard waffles.
Yeah,
Oh my
but
god, trying to eat hard pancakes.
let's talk about memes. Oh no, no, why not? No.
You're supposed to roll up the pancake like a burrito and dip it in the syrup.
I think that's what Waffles does on his Friday nights. Anyways,
Waffles is chocolate chip waffles.
okay, cool. Right. What's outside the boundaries of space? Oh, we do. That's a good question. The problem is that we can't really explain that. It's literally. Is there no such thing as infinity? That's the problem, though. Infinity. People try and think infinity as a number. It's a concept. Because we can't really explain infinity to a definitive point because there is literally no end to it. It's more a concept than a number because once you have a number, the highest number you can think of, just add 1, right? So the concept of infinity is a little weird because we don't know about it. It makes you think, if there is an infinite space out there, it makes you think, how could there be a Big Bang? Because a Big Bang, it's a form of something we can't really explain yet. We don't know enough, and we may never know enough because, well, if the universe truly is infinite, we'll never know if it is. And we can't see back in the past because we can't see if there was truly a Big Bang. We have a lot of things that kind of prove the theory, but it's not completely proven. It's still, the Big Bang theory is still a theory. So we don't know if it's a limited amount of area. We don't know if it's infinite. We don't know if it ever came from nothing, if it was just always here. We don't know if it died from the big bounce or if it's gonna die because of heat death. We don't know. A lot about space is theory, and unfortunate as that is, it just gives us more to try and figure out. And that's what makes space so interesting. It's a lot of it is theory, but it's theory that is commonly believed because it seems to make sense. It fits. But the hardest part about it is just figuring out if it truly is possible. And that's why we strive to go to Mars, go to Jupiter, create the Hubble Space Telescope, blah blah blah. So yeah.
It's amazing. Like, okay, let's just say like it's like morning or evening and you see the moon up in the sky, right? And it looks close. It looks like you could fly a plane there and like
Oh yeah.
But then you realize that it's about, 238,000 miles away.
Yeah, that's a thing of scale because it makes you realize how big the moon is. Because it's kind of like, I'm sure, well, I mean, some of you may not know this, but I live in an area that has a lot of mountains. And a lot of people can imagine seeing a mountain, it looks like it's close, right? But the problem is that those mountains are pretty big. So if you were to just say, hey, you know what, I'm just going to drive to the mountains. It looks pretty close, it's not going to take me long. All of a sudden, they spend the next 3 hours trying to reach the mountains, thinking, wow, this looked a lot closer. This is a matter of scale. Scale makes things look bigger than they actually, well, they are huge, that's the point. But when they're far away, it makes them look closer because they're huge, but they're far away. So it makes them look smaller, but in all reality, they're just huge objects that are far away. That's why the moon appears so big in our night sky, as if it's really close to us. The moon is huge. Despite it being thousands of miles away, it is so huge, it appears big in our night sky. That's the same thing with our sun. Our star, it appears so big in our day sky. Why I keep saying night? It appears so big in our day sky, but yet it is literally, how far away is it? Like a few trillion or a billion miles away, or kilometers, something like that. So yeah.
I'm bleeding.
You're bleeding? What?
I don't know. My body's weird.
Okay, good to know. Anyway, moving on. Now that Waffles is gonna die in the next few hours, he's bleeding out. Someone might want to call a doctor, but it's not really recommended. Just leave him.
Don't.
Just leave him. Yeah, it's not worth it. Maybe it's just red. It's just a maple syrup. It's just strawberry flavored maple syrup. Yeah, it's just strawberry flavored maple syrup just leaking out his pores. Yeah.
Waffles is bleeding good.
Right now there's a pool of red maple syrup under him right now. Don't worry. He's probably gonna pass out, but he's just wanting to taste his maple syrup. Yeah, it's fine. Eating too much syrup. Probably. Probably sucking it up too much. Anyway, so moving on. Alright. What's a thought you've never had? A thought you've never had is a thought you've never had. What kind of question is that, Kazin? Anyway.
The second you think of something you've never thought of, it's immediately something you've thought of, which basically ruins the purpose of it being a thought you've never had.
Yay. Okay, moving on to whatever. Why? Think of one. I thought of yeah, let's just rack our brains and try and think of something we've never thought of before. Can you solve a paradox? Have you ever been in a vortex?
Thanks. Depends.
I'm
What kind of vortex?
yeah, it depends. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be pretty comfortable in there. You know, vortex, a bunch of chaos going on. Maybe a flying desk flying into your face. I'm sure that's comfortable. You just sit down, just relax, drink some coffee while it's being morphed into a hot dog.
This sentence is false. How do you solve that paradox?
You don't. Okay. Okay. Alright. Well, so, my mom is calling my cat. Okay, I'm just gonna quickly do this one moment.
I wonder if the stream can hear me.
Anyone hear that? It sounds like a fly. I'm not for sure. I think there's a fly in here. What do you guys think? Do you guys think we should swat the fly?
Flies can't be swatted. Wanna know why?
I wonder if the stream can hear me, Waffles. Okay, so next topic. Too bad this isn't late night stream, so we could talk about the real questions here. The real questions here.
Wait, no, the real questions. You see, we're talking about things that could possibly kill us, like that.
A gunshot to the head would be pretty useful in that situation.
Kadzin? What?
Kazin? That's yes, Hayden. Alright. Let's talk about that. I mean, we can, as long as it doesn't get too NSFW. I can't really talk about too much because I have a fam around.
Okay, so, Obama. Funny president, not so good president. There.
That is true. But let's not get any further in that because politics, anyway. Alright, see you, Ball.
Alright, goodbye, ball.
Ball boy.
Justin,
1 second.
Justin, when you
Yeet. Yeah. Kadzin, check NSFW memes and that shit. Okay, Hayden, we're not going there.
Anyway. Oh, no. Okay. What's your favorite kind of porn? I don't know. I think I like too much. I have a little too many stuff I like. Too much. I can't control it, but I'd send out.
I've been testing it out. You basically lowered me to the point where if I start speaking like this, I can almost perfectly hear myself. It's
So, let me just ask you a very important question, Waffles. The real question.
Yeah.
What's your favorite kind of porn?
Oh. How long has this been on your mind?
Since the beginning of time, obviously.
You know, because time has existed for 587 years. Nice. Isn't it obvious?
Well, I mean, I know that, but it's like, do you like more than just normal? Is the main question. It's the real question being asked here.
Check my phone. Wait, hold on. Do I even have the... Oh. No.
Just normal? Just normal?
Alright, there we go. Satan's there. Okay. Krabby Portal.
Krabby Patty? Oh no. A saucy pancake teenager, huge cream pie.
Don't think they use saucy in the titles?
Yeah, they never really use saucy.
Yeah.
Johnny Testport, no. That's some real 34 crap
They
right
use
there.
juicy in the titles. So.
Oh yeah, they lose Juicy a lot. Soaked.
H-O-T.
Drilling. That's another title catch right there. You always see like titles of that just using these incredibly lewd words just to try and catch whatever attention. Like you just see.
Click on the video and it's a 30-second like
Yeah.
44p video. Of
Yeah.
someone just-
Yeah, it's all capital letters too. It's just like a bunch of lewd words
Yeah,
in a
that's where you
string.
have to find the verified.
Yeah, it's like there's a bunch of lewd words lined up, and it's like a 30-second long video of horrible quality. It's like extremely hot cream pie and blah blah blah. And it's like, no man, that is wasting my life with this. Yeah, Hayden, that's yeah, right there. This is alright, cool.
Okay.
Latina MILF creams on old man crabs. AIDS have developed. Okay, great. That's a good example. It was like some weird. It's basically the equivalent of YouTube clickbait except lewd. That's about it. Alright. Okay, we're getting a little too. Yeah, let's get a little too in SW though.
Let's cut it down.
Yeah. It's a little too much. She's fucking. It ruined. Oh no.
Oh my god, no, not the bed sheets.
Not IKEA. Okay, well now that we've ruined Mr. Krabs, you know, plenty of chances are there probably is a video on Pornhub or some crap of Mr. Krabs.
Pearl. Crabs is a crab. Pearl is like 5 times his size.
Oh
It's a
no.
giant whale.
Oh no. Oh no, Krabs.
Someone explain that.
Krabs, what have you done? Alright, see you, Navy. Krabs, what have you done? Krabs, you were with the wrong. Well, I mean, he could have adopted.
Yeah, but no. Maybe actually.
Yeah, but still, if it is true and it is his actual daughter, then Krabs, what have you done? My kids escaped from downstairs. That's sad, man. In the basement, you gotta keep them in there. Gotta make sure the door's locked. Gotta make sure it's also soundproof so no one can hear them. Gotta catch them with my net. Now look at this net that I just found. Okay, now here's the real question here. How many of you here like Lolly?
Oh my god.
Got him. And then again, Lolly is fantasy. Actual child pornography is just pedophilia. That's messed up. It's like, that's one thing though, is that people don't understand about fetishes is like, there's a difference between fantasy and reality, right? That's something people don't really realize about things like that, is that if someone likes furry, that doesn't make them, like, bestiality can craze. Like, someone can like furry and absolutely hate actual bestiality. It's like, no. What?
Okay, so this is the SpongeBob Pearl thing.
What?
Okay, so the sign for the Krusty Krab is a giant clam, okay? And where do pearls come from? Clams. Mr. Krabs. Oh my god. Pearl's a mutant. Pearl is a mutant. And Mr. Krabs killed his wife, a clam, to advertise the Krusty Krab. Basically. He's so greedy for money.
Well, I mean, he uses crab meat. He uses crab meat, though. Don't you know that? The secret Krabby Patty formula, and this was confirmed too, like in an actual official SpongeBob thing. One of the ingredients, the secret patty ingredient for Krabby Patties, is literally crab meat.
Or maybe he's just being such a good father that he would try to get as much money as possible to give it to Pearl, so that Pearl can live a good life. That's, oh my god.
I want to talk more about space? You want to talk more about space, actually? Okay. Interesting.
Okay, finally, woo.
Okay.
Actual
Alright.
stuff. Okay. Don't check my search history, Mo. Okay. You
Okay.
don't have to know anything about Pearl.
Alright, so I don't know if I want to have too many people here. Do you want to stay in here, Waffles, or do you want to switch with Zervi and just watch?
Okay, I'm pretty sure Zervate would ear rape you.
Well,
Hayden, on the other hand, Hayden.
yeah, Zervi, just no ear raping, just do things that people would actually be willing to actually listen to. Actuality. So,
Everyone here that's actually currently in Hayden's most trusted.
well, he's on mobile. I don't know if his microphone quality would be up to par. Yeah.
Family sleeping. Okay, so no, he didn't. He didn't, Zerv.
Okay. So should we just switch out? Or do you want to stay in here?
We'll see. If Zerv starts messing around, then we're switching back to me immediately.
Okay, alright. So you can go bye Waffles.
Okay.
Bye. Okay. Alright. Goodbye, well, Waffles. No one cares about you. Alright, so, well, actually, let's just see this guy. Let's get out of here. He's gone forever now. He's never coming back. Okay, now, Zuriat, send me an avatar or a picture for me to make your, guest picture be. Leave out of that stupid thing. There you go. Send me a picture, and I'll make it. Don't send me some NSFW stuff, because YouTube would not like that. Oh no. Did you guys just... I really hope you guys didn't. I didn't want that, guys. This was supposed to be an actual thing. Okay. Well, I'm sorry for everyone who made Waffles be extremely quiet. If you're just trying to watch this, enjoy it. Unfortunately, my moderators don't know how to act like actual functioning human beings. So, anyways, apparently Zerviat said never mind, so apparently Kazan wants to join in. Kazan, I would need a picture of you. Not you, a picture that you want me to use as your guest picture. I'm a little upset with my moderators because they made me do something. Okay. Well, in that case, apparently, Kazan... Okay, so apparently no one's not gonna come in here, apparently. Great. Zerviat, mate, come on. Why didn't you join? Man, boy, man, man, boy, man. Okay, great. Well, I mean, in that case, let's do that. Okay, cool. That squeaky noise, I don't know. It's me slowly dying from horrible causes. Anyways, so let's talk more about. I don't know, man. Next we talk about. I was talking about more NSF stuff. Alright, but anyway, talk about the real questions here. So I was talking about fetishes, right? Because like a lot of people try and judge people who like furry because like they think, oh, there's some bestiality crazed people, right? It's like, no, because there's a difference. Because furry pictures is hand-drawn pictures, right? Animated pictures or hand-drawn pictures. That's fantasy. That's not real life stuff. That is purely fantasy, right? So just because they like furry doesn't mean they would like the real life equivalent. And that is true because most 99% of people who like furry don't like actual real life stuff. That's messed up. That's just messed up in many ways, but furry is fine. Alright, see ya, Kazan. And that kind of applies to even Lolly, because that is still fantasy. It's not real life. Real life stuff is no. Anyone who looks at that stuff has a special place in hell. But like lolly itself is acceptable because it's still fantasy in the end, at least by me. Yeah, sadism too. Though one thing I never liked was sadism. That's for sure. That stuff does make me uncomfortable, but it is still fantasy. Yeah, if it's real life sadism, in that case, you deserve to be in prison. You deserve a special place in prison, really. And in hell, but it's also prison. But, yeah. That's kind of the thing I wanted to talk about, because a lot of people misjudge people just because they like some fetish. First of all, they can't control what they like. I should mention that. Second of all, I should mention it's fantasy again. You can't exactly judge fantasy. It's not real life, so it's not like they're gonna actually do whatever they're saying they're gonna do. So yeah, it's kind of that whole point there. Oh yeah, yeah, they can say that all they want as long as it's fantasy. But if they actually get physically cut and then they say that, in that case, yeah, let's get that out of here. You do not, you do not belong here. I do not like what you're doing. Alright, so, moving on. No, why? Yeah. Alright, so moving on. What could we talk about? We could talk about moderately innocent stuff, W stuff. We could talk about space. We could talk about... Hell, I don't know. Because we still have, like 15 minutes. I'll do this for 15 more minutes, maybe 10 more minutes. I'm sorry to everyone who wanted to actually hear waffles, because unfortunately my moderators really don't know how to be mature human beings, so yeah. Anyway. Oh yeah, well that's one thing. Evolution, because religion, a lot of people who have religion don't believe in evolution because they try and say, oh, humans weren't evolved from apes. Well, to those people who have those religions, you're correct. Humans did not evolve from apes. They evolved from hairy mammals. Apes are an entirely different mammal. When we were still de-evolutionized, back before we were who we are now, when we were still pretty hairy, we weren't apes. We were very hairy mammals who at the time couldn't walk with just 2 feet. But the whole thing about like our atmosphere was rough and everything, we needed hind legs to be able to stand taller. So after millions of years, our legs slowly developed over time because the body needed to get used to the new atmosphere. Same with our opposable thumbs. We were able to use that to our advantage because, well, now we can carry stuff, and bye-bye, Hayden. But, yeah. We didn't evolve from apes, we evolved from hairy mammals, and we just became less hairy because we didn't need it. But we are who we are now because we did need it. We just adapted to our atmosphere over millions of years. So, yeah. We didn't evolve from apes, we just evolved. We weren't apes at one time, we never were apes, we were just mammals. Simple as that. So, yeah. Okay. So anyway, that's kind of it. For now, that's, like, does anyone else have any other topics we can talk about? Because if there's anything new, I could talk about for a little while. But after that, it'll be kind of like, nah man, it's done. Oh, you are the last one? Oh, rip. Okay. Well, cool. Well, that's unusual. Yeah. Well, thank you all for coming. That was great that you all stuck around for so long. So yeah, I'm just gonna go. Woo! Thanks for coming to the Rocketman podcast. I'm sorry that Waffles was extremely quiet for a while. Thank my amazing moderators, who I regret ever making moderator. Is that right? All right. It's most peaceful. Yeah, it is the interesting thing too. Technically, we are living in the most peaceful era ever. I mean, it doesn't seem like that. That's because we're just the most aware of what's going on. A few 100,000 years ago, it was much worse. Literally, all news would be just about killing and executions. Maybe the king finally taking care of some guy who stole his crown. I don't know. It was much worse. But yeah. Anyway, thanks for coming. Enjoy the Happy, the Scout, the Bat, the podcast, the Rocket Boy, everything else. We and stuff. So yeah. Also alright. Enjoy the waffles.